So first of all, like an hour and a half is super tough, and every coach is under the same strain. In a sense, it does push the efficiency component of what we do. I've given up a little bit. I think I pre-framed my section by saying, look, some people are going to be a little bit dizzy, but trust the sort of black, brown, purple belts in the room are going to get it. It's new, but it's not complicated. And so they'll then reintroduce it in digestible chunks the way a typical SBG class is run. Yeah, I mean, like I said, of course, some of the tweaks are my own, and the way I sort of introduce and teach it, that's my own. But the kind of macro techniques I've seen from Elio Gracie, I've seen from Hiron and Henner Gracie, I've seen from Henry Akins. The difference is they tended to teach them, I'd see them one time and then 6 months later from a totally different position and without any explanation of the connection, and then a year later from another different position, and never like, and this is like what we did before from this other position. So it's just sort of, they would come up, and I think what we do at SBG and what I do personally is I don't think we ever need to or can compete with, you know, direct lineage, Elio Gracie sons and grandsons for, you know, volume of technique or stuff like that. But in terms of organizing them around principles, solid fundamental principles that run through all positions, rather than I feel like sometimes other coaches will have this huge like bag of tricks, and it's deep, and it's like, wow, they have an answer for everything, and it's incredible, and I love learning from those guys. But sometimes maybe because they started when they were 4 years old, and so it's like they don't even think of it that way, or maybe because we all have different learning and teaching styles. But for whatever, so I don't know, but for whatever reason, I tend to see patterns. I have a good pattern recognition, and I see, in 3D, I mean, people are introducing this as a different technique, but if you're thinking three-dimensionally, you know, top and bottom game, but also in space. Are you connected to the mat? Are you sitting on your butt? You know, are you on your toes? And I say, oh, this is really one thing. And some people may not see it as one thing, but but I don't think I have to argue with anything. Like the moment I introduce it, the students are like, you know, and Matt alluded to this. My second instructor, Roberto Maia, who's second chronologically, but purple, brown, black belt, so my main instructor in terms of belts, I told him once, I'm like, man, that's so easy, but why didn't I figure that out? And he's like, John, he just laughed, and he smiled, and he's like, John, jiu-jitsu is all common sense. And then he like, little dramatic pause, and he's like, after someone shows you.